So are Christians tolerant? People say that Christians are supposed to be, but a lot of times we hear that we're not. We hear things like Christians aren't really tolerant, and we get accused of things such as hate speech. The definition of tolerance is to put up with something which you disagree with, put up with a view that you disagree with. It's not accepting that view or agreeing with it. Tolerance is when you don't agree with something and you put up with it anyway. So you give a person a voice. You respect them even though you disagree with them. I want to share with you Jesus' view, which I think establishes true tolerance. Let me read to you a passage from Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. But I say to you who listen, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you. If you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners do that. Jesus' view is radically different and calls for an environment where hatred cannot breed. Tolerance has taken on a form of doing good to those who agree with you or doing good to those who do good to you. Jesus' view of tolerance is vastly different. Whether a person agrees with you, believes what you believe, supports your viewpoint or not. But he says you're to love those people and you're to do good to the people who disagree with you. I have an awesome quote from Martin Luther King Jr., who was a great civil rights leader and a champion of true tolerance. Let me read this to you. It's from his work, Strength to Love. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Tolerance is being used to describe a situation where you must agree with me. If you don't agree with me about my views, then you aren't tolerant, you're intolerant. And that is not traditionally what tolerance is. Tolerance is not about making sure everybody's in agreement. Tolerance is about putting up with those views that you don't agree with and still doing good to one another. You can obviously still love a person even if you don't agree with them. And in fact, it's not just obvious that you can do that. Jesus commands it in the passage from Luke 6. So should a Christian be tolerant? Well, yeah, of course. That is part of what we believe. I know that you feel silenced and maybe even marginalized by the direction that our culture is going with its view of tolerance. But let me encourage you, do not be silenced. Carry on with spreading that good news. It's not intolerant. In fact, it's one of the most loving things that you can do.